All right, what's up, guys? Chokosur here, and we're back with another secret of Mana Randomizer Mystery Seed set on hard settings. All right, let's get it. All right, boys, start. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, looks like we are running Flamey Drum and Logic here. Okay, Boomerang. Dragon Strength Stone. That's actually a pretty good boomerang for early game. Okay, Fire Seed. Sylphid needed for Grand Palace. The boomerang can sometimes be surprisingly strong, depending if you get good mods on it or not. We got strength, we got stone, earth. We can check Mantisan, I guess. No thanks. No thanks. We don't want to deal with that guy. Right, so we're just gonna go right into our hints. Okay, Sprite in a castle. Okay, we killed about 4 enemies there. Okay, so 2.0, 2.0, so that's normal. Experience and normal gold. Luna not needed for Grand Palace. I gotta kill these. If I try to sneak past them, I'll get clapped. Money. Oh, come on. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Must be increased after bosses because the enemies are still level 1. Alright, Flamey Drum is mid. That's a really good hint. Moonseed early. Alright, so this is looking like I do need to find the Sprite. And it said Luna wasn't required. So let me mark that down. In case this is a another long seed. Okay, total elements needed is 3. Not needed Luna. Trying to get some extra cash here. Alright, so if the Flamey Drum is mid, that means we'll probably need to go fetch the Sprite and whatever elemental is in early game. And clear out upland. Sprite's in a castle, so he's probably in Pandora Treasury. He could be in Witch's Castle if the game gives us either the axe or the sword. It's possible that the Sprite's in Witch's Castle. Okay, $1,000. What about? Let's see. We know the Sprite's not here. We got a hint for an early seed too. Yeah, we'll pick this up. I'm trying to think if I want to check these right now or not. I can. Maybe we'll be spooked by something here. Like an elemental. Yeah, I think I should do these now. Because we know that we need to get through the upperland orb. Oh, jeez. Shade. Yeah, I got to keep that because shade is possibly what we need to get through Upperland Forest, so I got to keep that. And we know Sprite is in the castle, so that's definitely something I want to keep. And I don't want to fight that though, not with this weapon. That's a hard pass because one, we have a boomerang, which is incredibly annoying to hit snakes with in the first place, and two, our boomerang is earth element, so we absolutely do not want to fight that. And third, we're not completely armored up. Not to mention, this is looking like to be increased after bosses. A stack growth increased after bosses. Perfectly fine if we take levels right now. Alright, there's the Midge Mallet. Alright, so it looks like we are off to Kaipo. And the reason I want to go to Kaipo now is because we still only have one piece of armor. I want to see if I can get a helmet and an armband for the boy as well. We saw a circlet back in Fourth Village, but that's way too expensive right now. Okay, Dark Seed is on a ped. Oh gosh. Chest guard's here. Golden vest is here. Damn, that's actually unfortunate. And it's unfortunate because we know Sprite's in a castle. He's most likely in the treasury. Most likely. And that shop is going to be out of the way once we get him. I'll have to walk back over there. So this early game is a little bit awkward, just a little bit. Wow, it's nothing for the boy. There is a chance that the sprite could be on girl, which I kind of want to check, because if he is on girl, then we can have access to level 1 Dark Force on the next boss. Assuming he's on girl, but I don't know. So I do want to check her. But nope. Okay, so no sprite. I was coping. I'm trying to remember what we saw so far. Quill cap, gold vest, chest guard, circuit, fancy overalls. This is probably one of those seeds where I should go back to armor up before I head towards mid game. Alright, so I'm willing to bet the sprites in the treasury. Unless we find the axe, in which the sprite's probably at Witch's Castle. Okay, that's a Dark Lich. Yep. Okay, can we try to manip him here, maybe? Let go of my charge. He would do that. It's actually fine. I really do want to manip him here if I can. There was my chance to. Got him. So the way you can AI manip the Dark Lich is if he's in the ground, when you see like just his hands coming out of the ground. If his head sticks out as well, you can line up with him vertically and get him to follow you, and then you can hit him and then rinse and repeat. You hit him and then you move directly up or directly down from his position, and that way he'll follow you. It's kind of like the Gorgon Bull manipulate, the Gorgon Bull manip, sort of like that. But it's kind of tricky to set it up. Alright, shop, please give me something to work with. There we go, that works. Alright, steel cap. Take this as well. Alright, now we're cooking. Alright, so the enemies should be, I think, level 3. Because they went to level 2 when we killed the boss in Dwarf Village. So I'm assuming this is set to normal scaling. Okay, Dryad Seed, 2,000 bucks. Whip Orb. There's the Javelin. Whip Orb. And there's the Sprite. Okay, cool. So the Sprite is here and he has the axe. Perfect. Okay, so that works for me. Alright. Let me see. Sprite. I need to get to Kaipo Village to get that chest guard for him. Take that for now. We got 2 seeds. If I go to Kaipo, we want to check Kilroy and then we can go to like Witch's Castle or something. Alright, hold on. Before I do anything. I want to make sure I get this to level 2 before I level up. There we go. And now we can kill. Okay, not needed shade. Okay, so shade not required. Oh, the enemy's level 4. Okay. Yeah. I think I just hoof it back to Kaipo and grab that chain vest, or chest guard rather. And maybe I can get some extra gold on the way. That's on boy. Yep. Nah, come on, let's go. Damn, tsunamis are annoying. I gotta be careful with Sprite. Yeah, I wanna get this armor while I have the chance to before I commit to mid game. All right, so grab this. We saw. Did we see? We saw Quill Cap earlier. Should grab this for the boy too. Yeah, we'll do that. And that way I'll already have that. I kind of want to check Kilroy again, because we know that Sneck is there. I honestly don't think anything's there, but I do want to make sure that I don't leave anything important behind, like an elemental I need for Grand Palace, probably. We know we need 3. Flaming Drum is mid-game. Alright, so we have a save in Kaipo. Actually, I want to do this. Instead of making the save in Kaipo, what I'll do is make the save in Haunted Forest instead. That way I'm closer to Witch's Castle. That way I won't have to walk back up from Kaipo. And if there's nothing in Kilroy spot, then we just revert. Alright, we're gonna vote out. I mean, we know the Flaming Drum is mid-game somewhere, but I don't want to leave any check behind in case we find like an elemental. Or we may find something like, I don't know, the girl that has the whip on her or something. Okay, the axe has intelligence. What does this have? Con ice. Let me force that. Okay, that's light and strained. Yeah, we can keep that. What I should do is make a second save in case there is something here. I really want this. I really want that circlet. Alright, let me save. I might just use this save point anyway. Instead of reverting back to Haunted Forest, I might just use this save. I'm gonna get 2 of these too. There we go. Alright, Boom Orb. Okay, yeah. We're just gonna revert back. Yeah, I'm just gonna revert back to Dwarf for the save. I don't think we're gonna lose too much time. I kind of figured there wasn't anything there to begin with. Okay, so let's see. We can check Witch's Castle. I kind of want to get right to level 5 so I can have 9 MP for an extra cast of Dark Force. So I might kill some things on the way. Oh, he needs an extra level. I forgot he was only level 3 still. So I'm going to try to get the sprite to level 5. If I can. And the reason I want to get Sprite to level 5 is because at level 5 he gets an max MP boost. Which means he'll have 9 MP instead of 8. Which means I can cast Dark Force 3 times instead of 2. I don't think I'm going to make it there. Oh, we did. Sword where Mana Seed should be. Do I care? I don't think I do. We already have the axe, so we don't really need to find the sword all that bad. Alright, Snapdragon. This might not be enough to kill. Oh, it is. Now, if I came into that fight with 8 MP, I don't think it would have been enough to kill. And the fight would have lasted a bit longer. So I'm really glad I got my sprite up to level 5. Alright, so Sea Hair Tail and 1,200 bucks. Now, Sea Hair Tail might be relevant. Okay, so what are we doing? I think we're roping out. And going to Undini's cave. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. We also don't know what's that Mantis Hand either. We never checked that. And there's Sword Pedestal too, so I could check that as well. Matter of fact, I should have checked that. Fire Gigas? Boss Gigas. I think I have to keep what's here because if I try to revert to the autosave, it's not gonna matter. Sure, we keep that. All right, let's get out of here. We go to Potos. We check. Mantis Hand. We check Sword Pedestal. Are y'all dropping money? I know these guys are. Some spec. Oh, guess not. Nope, they're dropping walnuts though. Eggatrices are dropping walnuts, which is good. So Upperland Orb is most likely a Shade Orb. Unless we find something here. Oh wait, the Poto shop had Ivy Amulets, didn't it? I think it did. I gotta check. I think it did. Okay, I don't think this kills. No. I should hit. Yes. I could farm some walnuts from the Eggatrices in Rabbite Forest. I probably should. That way I don't have to buy any. Alright, Sword Orb, nothing. Okay. So we can safely reset out of that. Let me see if this shop was selling Ivy Amulets. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yes, it was. I want to go ahead and get two here. I'm going to drain my money a bit, but that's fine. These are worth it. Ivy Amulets are almost always worth buying on any seed. Because once you get to a point where, I mean, you fight bosses that can actually knock you unconscious, then you don't want to be dealing with that. So this will stop that from happening. All right, let me save again so I don't have to buy those again. There's probably nothing at the sword pedestal, but you never know. That's why I want to check. There's a hint out here too. Northtown, Moogle Belt. Okay. don't do the best damage against these things, unfortunately. I think I'd have to swap to the javelin. Okay. That's actually huge because now it could be Salamander that's required for Upperland. I'm actually really glad we found that. Alright, we want to swap to this. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can pick up some walnuts from these guys. If they were dropping them earlier. Yeah. And this way, I don't have to buy any walnuts. I can keep my money for armor upgrades and weapon upgrades. I think we have like 4. 4 might be enough. Right, so let's see. Upperland, we check Moogle Village, we check Matango because we have the axe. And then we go Kukara. We do have the Fire Seed, but I highly doubt we can get anywhere in Fire Palace. We don't have a glove either, so the Fire Palace might be out of the question right now. Unless Moogle Village has the glove, which, who knows. I want to level up my Salamander magic too. I wasn't even thinking about that. Nah, Sprite. Nope. Alright, so nothing here. We don't want to forge anything. I could forge this javelin, but it has strength on it. Yep, just as I thought. Just as I thought. Oh, there's owls here. I want to cast Lava Wave actually. Hit this, right? Good job. Hidden silence. Okay, Flamey Drum is mid, but we don't know where, so that's why we need to go look for it. Silver bands, wolf band. No thanks. Our armor is pretty good right now, so I don't really need any upgrades for a while. Boy could use a little upgrade to like raccoon cap or tiger cap or something, but other than that, I think we're fine for a little bit. I kind of want to see what these next upgrades are. Jaff has strength on it, access, intelligence. There could be intelligence on the level 3 javelin. That's why I want to check and see. Okay, access, intelligence, and okay, so we just force the axe then. We can force the axe. We won't force the javelin since level 3 javelin has high damage range and we don't want that mess. So we'll take the axe upgrade here. And that way the sprite doesn't lose his intelligence bonus for his magic. And he'll have a slightly better weapon. Okay, there's owls like right here. Yeah. Got him. Alright, so next up on the agenda, we go to Kakara, we turn in the Sea Hare Tail. We can eke Fire Palace orbs, I guess. But I doubt we're getting anywhere in there without, you know, with only Salamander and Shade. Alright, so Sea Hare Tail gives us a Javelin Orb. I think we just keep it where it is for now. Let me check this shop and see if I can get like a raccoon cap or a tiger cap for the boy. Nope. Tiger suit. Not what we want to see. Yeah, I think it's a decent play to check these orbs here. Because you never know, we might get lucky and Salamander or Shade might be the first orb. And we can actually get something out of here. But chances are we can't get through. Not to mention we have the Fire Seed, so we might have to come back. Luna. Okay. goes that. There goes that plan. So we're going to Empire. Okay, so we know Flamey Drum is mid-game. So eventually we will have to come across either a whip, Luna, and whatever other elementals are needed for Fire Palace. Unless the Flamey Drum is sitting in the Empire somewhere, which that's a possibility as well. Yeah, it ain't there. There's also Ice Country checks. There's Salamander Oven. There's Ice Palace. Yeah, like I said, either a whip or Luna. Or it could be like a wind seed involved as well. It could be the wind seed. Okay, there's the Coon Cap. We take this. Money? Yes. Yeah, he's doing that. We got Blats in here, which is slightly annoying. Enemies are currently level 7. If my math is right. Yeah, they are. Okay, I don't want to hang around with that because we don't want to get ballooned. Okay, bow and a chest. Not the greatest hint I want to see right now. Oh, we do have 4 orbs for that, so I don't know. Our weapons aren't terrible. Okay, Ruby Vest is here. That's nice. I kind of want to do ruins first, but we'll stick to castle for now. These guys. And to drop the money. Excellent. I can't face the right way. Okay. Let's see. What are we doing here? I think we're saving. I kind of want to force that javelin twice. But what are we on? Level 2? I think we're on javelin level 2. So we can forge it to level 4 and see what that is. Because we know what the level 3 javelin is. It's something we don't want. Else harpoon. I think that's intelligence, right? Yeah, it is. Sure. I could throw that on the sprite, honestly. I totally could just throw that on sprite. Did we save? We did. We saved before we forged, though. I want to save again. There we go. Alright, so the plan is we check Mech 2, we check Metal Mantis and see what's on them. If there's nothing, we reset, and then we check Ruins. But yeah, I'm thinking one of our checks here has to have either a whip or Luna or a wind seed. It could be the girl with the whip too. It could be that as well. Alright, Metal Mantis. Oh, this is Mantis Ant, by the way. Yeah, so those are the things we're looking for right now. Luna, the whip, the girl that has the whip on her, or a wind seed. And whatever else we need to get through Fire Palace. If the flamey drum's in there. Okay, Bow Orb and... Well, never mind. Forget what I just said. Alright, so we got our flamey drum. We are going to rope out. Right now, I want information. We know we need 3 elementals for Grand Palace. Chances are we might not need the girl this seed. Depends though, if she has the whip or not. If she does have the whip, then yes, we do need her. Alright, so I want to peek into these 2 orb rooms and see. That's a Sylphid room, we already know. Sylphid's required. So that doesn't tell us anything. Okay, that's an Undini room. Yeah, that's Undini. So now we know Undini's required. Okay, so it's Undini, Sylphid, and could be Dryad, could be Gnome. Could be Salamando. Worst case scenario, that last elemental we need is Lumina, and we need to find Prim. And we also need to find the whip, so we've almost got this seed solved. We just need a few more things. Finding out Undini's required is huge information. Okay, not needed Luna. We already know that. I think I just swap out. I kind of want to check the rest of the freebies here. Okay, tiger caps are here. That's good. We take 2. Fallen ring, we don't need that. I can go back and get that circuit, but I don't think it's worth it. Alright, so Tiger Caps in Mandala Shop. Let's see what else we can learn here. Maybe we can learn what that last elemental is. And if so, that would be quite huge. Alright, Fire Final is dead. Good to know. Salamander, we already got that. Whips in Upperland. Ew. Okay, so Whip is... The Whip's got to be on the Windseed pedestal. Alright, so we're looking for the Windseed. Alright, nothing there. Undini, we just learned that. Dryad on a ped. Mech 3 dead. Okay, so the Whip is in Upperland. And we've already checked everything in Upperland aside from Wind Palace and Flaming Cave. And we know the Whip can't be in Flaming Cave. So the Whip has to be on the Windseed pedestal, which means we need to find the Windseed. The Windseed is going to be required to get through this run. Alright, so let's see. Turtle Isle has nothing. Actually, I could just be spewing a bunch of nonsense right now. So let me check Mana Fortress and see if it's vanilla short. I'm going to need the Whip anyway, regardless. If it's vanilla short or long. So at the very least, we do need to find the Windseed no matter what. Okay, it is long. Alright, that confirms it. Alright, so it is vanilla long, so we do need to find the Windseed to get to the Whip. And we also need to find what that last elemental required is. Dryad's on a ped. We don't know where Undini or Sylph are. We need to find them too. And we don't know where Gnome and Lumina are, obviously. Alright, nothing there either. Fire Palace pedestal is irrelevant since there's nothing there. What's our next check? I think it's Dark Palace. Yeah, we have the axe. We can check it. Alright, as far as weapons are concerned, let's see. We know the bow is in a chest, I think. We know where the whip is. We know the sword is on a ped as well. So I'm assuming the girl's gonna come in with either the gloves or the spear. If I'm right. Yeah, sword orb. We have to rope out since we don't have the whip. Yeah, I'm thinking the girl has the glove or the spear on her. Alright, glove orb. Can't get in Fire Palace without Luna. So let's check Ice Country. We go Ice Country into Northtown Ruins here. Okay, nothing there, unfortunately. Davil up there. Okay, there's the Earth Seed. The Earth Seed doesn't exactly help us right now. We can get our spells to level 3, that's about it. But it doesn't exactly help us in our progression. Alright, let's check Northtown Ruins. Sprite, how close are you to level up? 446. Okay, you're not anywhere close. Okay, there's the spear. Alright, so the spear's there. That means that the girl most likely has the glove on her. Most likely. Because I'm pretty sure we got a hint for the bow. We know where the whip is. We know exactly where the whip is. We can't get to it right now, though. And we obviously have everything else. I think that hint said that the bow was in Northtown Ruins. I think that's what the hint said. But I want to check the back chest just in case. It might be on one of the bosses. But the main things we need to find right now are the Wind Seed. And whatever that third elemental is for Grand Palace. Of course I get freaking ballooned. Not to mention, we also need to find Undini and Sylphid. Oh, said Moogle Belt was here. All right, well. You know what? I'm going to actually complete this. And this is just in case something I need is here. And if it is, I don't have to come back. Damn, I get silence too? Jeez. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and complete this. Warface? Yeah. Okay. You should be dead, but you're not. Now you are. There's also a chance that this seed is straight up a hard complexity seed. Alright, Jav Orb, nothing. Okay, yeah, might as well. Damn. Where did I last save it? I don't even remember where I last saved. Tiger. Yeah. Oh boy, this is a bit awkward. I guess we gotta use Dark Force here. I was thinking I'd have the walnut there, but thankfully I didn't. Alright, so Earth Seed we can't do anything about. Fire Seed we know nothing's there. Yeah. Saved in Northtown. Ugh. Okay, so let me load up the autosave. Alright, so nothing in ruins. Let me check the Salamander oven in case the game decides to be cheeky and put something there. There's not much else we can check without that whip though. And to be honest with you, I'm thinking this is a Pure Land angle here. So I might have to go to Pure Land. I don't want to, but I might have to. Alright, let's check the Salamander oven. Maybe we get lucky. Minotaur. I should have been a Dark Horse. Yeah, I'm thinking we have to go to Pure Land. This might be one of those seeds where Pure Land is stacked with stuff that I need. Because there honestly isn't much else we can do. We can check the Sunken City chest, I guess. See what that gives us. No. Okay. Nothing there. But an Axe Orb. And to be honest, I probably should just go and clear out Pure Land. While the enemy stats aren't that bad right now. Let's go to Sunken City and see what's in this chest. We can also check the Dryad Seed pedestal. We know that the sword's on one of them. Okay. Just a whip orb. Also might be a situation where there's something on Hexus or Watermelon as well. So I probably should check the Dryad Seed pedestal. Adamantus. We have to do this fight anyway, so that's why I threw that Dispel Magic in there, just to level Shade up to 3. We can't save split Hexes because we have to do Hexes. No matter what, we have to do Hexes. We can save split Watermelon though, for sure. Okay, there's Gnome and Dryad. Okay, Gnome and Dryad. That's actually pretty huge because we still don't know what that third required elemental is. So all that's left that's unaccounted for is Lumina. So with that said, I think we save and we check what is it? We check Watermelon. I probably want to go to Pure Land though. I think I just need to straight up go to Pure Land. Aw, damn. Okay, let's do it. Oh, wow. Necessary not going to help us until we find the sword. And that's assuming there's another hint after that. Gold key. Oh god. Okay, I actually want to check that real fast because if there's nothing in the Light Palace, then we don't have the Light Seat though, so that's kind of... This is a weird situation we're in. Because we don't have the light seed, it's probably not a good idea to safe split this. I'll save in a second slot. Okay, there's the bow. I'll use fireball here. $22. Should probably think about leveling my Dryad as well, because these guys are scaling up. It's kind of hard difficulty. 36. Ugh. Still in phase 1 too. And we don't have Silphid, unfortunately. Nah. I should probably think about leveling up one of my weapons too. There we go. Good shot, Spike. Alright, so it was gold key into the bow. I don't feel good about keeping that at this point. Glove orb. I'm gonna reset. I don't like it. We don't have the light seed. It's so awkward. Reset, none of that. Alright, let's go back to the Pandora save. Yeah, I don't like resetting out of that because we don't have the light seed and I can't check what's on the pedestal. So, I mean, it is what it is. So we know the gold key is on watermelon. We already checked that. That was Dryad and Gnome. We checked this. Axe beak, damn. Yeah, I need to level Dryad, I think. Let's just use Shade. We're getting a bunch of bosses that I don't have weakness for. Can I reset out of this? I know we have to do the spot later, so... movie set. I need to level Dryad up. I have to. I really need to level Dryad up because, I mean, these bosses are scaling. And we've got 3 mana seeds. They're scaling up. I know I don't have Luna, but I don't really have much of a choice at this point. We just straight up have to level up Dryad. I'm willing to bet that the wind seed's in the Pure Land. I'm willing to bet anything. So that's where I want to go next. But I don't want these bosses taking forever to kill with magic, so that's why I'm leveling up Dryad to level 3. How many walnuts do I have? 4. Okay. I might have to buy 3 more. I'm trying to think what else can we check here. There's triple Tonpole. There's also Mech 2. We kind of did leave that check behind. We already checked Northtown Ruins. Early game is pretty much done. Oh, we can check Earthseed Pedestal now. Now that we have Dryad. We're leveling that up just in case we run across like a Spring Beak or something. Or Thunder Gigas. And that way I don't have to spend 4 MP on Burst on them. Okay, I think you're all caught up, right? You should be. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's see. Pure Land it is. Chances are my progression is there. I don't feel good about turning in the Earthseed right now because we know that the sword is on one of the pedestals. There's also the... Was it the Dark Seed? Or one of them is on a pedestal as well. Oh, I called it. I called Spring Beak coming up. And thankfully I leveled up my gnome so we can just 2-shot him instead of, you know, having to cast like Fireball or Dark Force on him. Okay, Sprite leveled up. Okay, there's Lumina. That's actually good to see because, again, we don't know what that third elemental required is, and it could be Lumina. So thankfully we found her. So we don't have to worry about the other elementals now. We just have to worry about finding Undini and Sylphid, though. This guy I do want to cast Burst on. We got 3 left. Let's do Earth Slide. $99. I'm going to try to finish him without using a walnut, if I can. Would you get over here? There we go. All right, Axe Orb and Sword Orb. Okay. So far, all we found was Lumina, which is a good find. Because now we don't care what the third elemental is because we have them all. And we know that Undini and Sylphid is required. We just have to find them. Tiger. It's probably Spiky too, because we haven't seen oh, it's Blue Spike. Casting the wrong spell here, but that's okay. Let's drop the fireball here. There we go. All right. We gotta find that wind seed though, because the wind seed leads to the whip. We know that for certain. Okay, Axe Orb. Okay, what level are these enemies? I'm curious. 16. Okay. I'm surprised they haven't started damaging this shit. That's Doom's Wall. Got him. That cure water wasn't in time. Okay, there's our wind seed. Perfect. All right, so I might as well just finish this place out. There could be Undini or Sylphid here too. Okay, so now we have access to the whip once we clear out the wind seed pedestal. We still have to find Undini and Sylphid though. Mech 3? Yep, Mech 3. We don't have... Okay, let's just do this. I'll wait for the wall. This wall should be level 2. Alright, we throw this out. We throw this out straight. Oh, we don't touch him. We did? Nope. Alright, that's another wall. That's another walnut. There we go. Nice and smooth fight. Sometimes you have to know how to spend your MP. And thankfully we have 13 max MP there. We can throw out 3 bursts and then save the last MP for not Dark Force, but Dispel Magic. Okay, nothing there. It's gonna suck if one of my elementals is back here though. Alright, watermelon. Dark Force it is. Alright. So after this, we do the Wind Seed pedestal, grab the whip, and then we need to find Undini and Sylphid. And then once we find Undini and Sylphid, we'll be in go mode. Okay, last walnut. These guys are level 20. We have 12k gold. Let's see. I need to figure out a solution for Mana Beast here. We do have Shade. I'm thinking we just roll with Shade and like a bunch of walnuts. Either that or we find Prim and use Mana Magic maybe, but we don't know where Prim is obviously, so I'm thinking Shade and a full stock of walnuts. Unless we find Luna. Yeah, I figured. I figured one of them was back here. Because the seed likes to be cheeky like that. Alright, let's get out of here. Sylphid in the back of Pure Land, unfortunately. Alright, now the question is, where is Undini? That's the question. Okay, tiger suit. Nah, we're good. Best case scenario, and I highly doubt this is the case, but best case scenario is Undini is sitting on the wind seed pedestal along with the whip. That's the absolute best case scenario. But my luck is not that good. So I'm thinking Undini is in some god-awful spot. Alright, so let's turn in the wind seed. We know the whip is here. It's gotta be. Alright, Thunder Gigas. You should be dead, right? Nope, not yet. Now you are. I'm thinking I'm gonna need an armor upgrade soon, like really soon. If this is whipping Undini, I'll be really happy. If this is whipping Luna, I'll also be happy. Probably the whipping like an orb or something. Okay, it's whipping Darkseid. Okay. Whipping Darkseid. I think I should probably check that. Sword is on a ped. Okay, so what complexity are we on? I think this is, yeah, we're starting to take damage now. I think this is, I think it's like complexity 3, perhaps. The Dark Seed was behind the Wind Seed. The Wind Seed was in Pure Land behind the Axe. So yeah, I'm thinking this is complexity 3 or 4. I also might check those 2 hints on Jock and Jack as well. I might just do that. I honestly don't think Undini is here. Alright, Lime Slime. Just go ahead and fireball him to hell. This might be the sword. This straight up might be the sword here. Hey, can I call these or what? Alright, so sword is there. We don't care at this point. So we know the girl has the gloves. Guaranteed. What is my gold count? 12k still. I could just turn in the Earth Seed. I think I'll stick to turning in seeds right now. Undini might be in a really stupid spot. In a high-ish complexity step. Undini could be like complexity 4, complexity 5, for all we know. Okay, before I save, might as well grab these circuits. Circuit. That's all I can get, really. Everything else is too expensive. If anything, Sprite gets an extra 5 to his intelligence, which is decent. So you get a small upgrade there. Alright, so we check Earthseed pedestal. What else haven't we checked? We checked Windseed, that was the whip. We know there's nothing at the Fire Seed pedestal. Dark Seed ped has the sword. Light Seed we don't have. Moon Seed we don't have either. And we checked the Dryad Seed pedestal. Chances are we don't need the girl. The only way we need the girl is if Lumina is that third required elemental. That's the only way we need Krem. Which, that would probably be the worst case scenario here. Is if she's required. Is if Lumina is required, rather. Make 3. Make 2. There's still some oddball checks left, like Mech 2, Triple Tonpo, False Gigas, Sunken City checks, Grand Palace chest. Speaking of Grand Palace, I probably should check and see what that third elemental is. Okay, there's Luna. Yeah, we keep that. We absolutely keep that. I think getting Luna here is worth it. Even if she's not required, I think getting her here is worth it. Alright, so let me see. 5 Cs. We need to get Luna up now, though. Yeah, these guys are level 23. We need to get Luna up levels right now. Because if I don't, she's going to be draining for 1. And we do not want that. Level 2 is not high enough. We want to get her to at least level 4. you know what? We're gonna get it to 5. Just to be on the safe side. In case we come across anything that has magic defense. Maybe 5 spells, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me see. What am I checking now? Oh, right. I wanted to check Grand Palace. Because maybe we can figure out what that third elemental is. Actually, no, we can't. No, we can't. Because we need Undini for that one room on the first floor, I think. But maybe we'll get lucky and we find Undini in the Grand Palace chest. I don't know. Very possible. We can at least check it. Ow. Yeah, it's time for an armor upgrade. Okay, we can't get past the other room yet. At the very least, we can check the right side. Maybe we'll get lucky and figure out what the last elemental is. We kind of want to find out because if it's Lumina, then we need to find Prim. It is Lumina. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Alright, so we do need to find Prim then. Jesus. Oh, this siege just keeps getting meaner and meaner. Alright, let's try Ice Palace. Or better yet, before I go to Ice Palace, let me try going up Lofty Mountains and see if I can get a hint that's worth a damn. I don't know. A hint on Undini, a hint on Prim would be nice. But chances are we aren't going to find a good hint anywhere. There is a world where I keep the sword and go back to the Nest of Berry, but I doubt it has any more hints after that. Not after everything I have so far. So I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, Lumina Lake, we already got that. Sword of the Mountains, we got that too. Can we check doppelgangers? I can. I might as well while I'm here. Yeah, let's check doppelgangers. Maybe we get lucky. Okay, hold on. Before... Oh, I have one, which is enough, I think. We still have to fight the girl doppelganger, though. Okay, that's on boy. Yeah. Come on, boy. You're not gonna let those little diamonds stop you. I might not even need to, yeah, take off my armor. Ow. Okay, let me revive Sprite. Get away from him. Okay, I have to solo her. I can't revive boy. I don't have any cups left. Level 5 burst putting her into flinch is wild. Dead. Nope, she's not dead. Now she's dead. Ugh. Okay. Money. Where is Prim? All right, let's check. Let's check Ice Country. Oh my god, I hope it's really not like Gold Key. I hope none of them is behind like the light seed or something like that. Gauntlet would be nice, but because we still have the light seed and moon seed unaccounted for. Isn't one of these seeds on the Nana Fortress? I think we saw a hint saying that one of these seeds is on the Mana Fortress. It's a moon seed. I don't even remember which one it was. All right, let's go to Ice Palace. We already checked Salamander Oven. There's nothing there. Clear this. It's not petrifying. There we go. What level are these guys? 24? 23. Okay. Yeah. I can get a couple of those. There's the trap flowers in here. 17k. Got him. Okay, that should be a false Gigas. Yep. All right, nothing there. It might straight up just be Sunken City. All right, these enemies are level 25. Puppy. Oh. Wrong spell. Wrong spell. Oh, we can check Fire Palace too. You know what? I think that's the next place I'm checking. Maybe what we need is on one of those chests. We know there's nothing on the pedestal. We check those two chests after this. Nope. All right, so nothing in Ice Palace. I'm thinking we check those two chests. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a hard complexity seed. It's gotta be. There's no way that it's not. Well, I can't say that, but 9 out of 10, it is a hard complexity seed. Because right now, both Prim and Undini are deep in the seed. They're buried in the seed. We gotta be careful here. Okay, so we know this is Luna. We don't want to multi-target here. Because of those guys. Okay, let me distract them. Alright, scale up. Alright, this is... Wow, are you serious, game? I still can't do this. Okay. Good to know. Oh my god. So, Undini's blocking the rest of Fire Palace. Let me check. Mech 2. Because we never did check that. After finding the flamey drum so long ago, we never did check Mech 2. So let's check Mech 2. Oh god, this seed is pretty brutal. As far as progression, it is. Okay, Ruby Vest is a solid pickup here. And I'm gonna save that golden vest for Prim. Because I do have to get her the seed. There's just no way around it. Alright, so we save. So now there's a world where Prim is locked behind Undini. Sprite, are you full MP? Yes, you are. Okay. It could be Undini into Prim. Or it could be something silly like Undini into the Light Seed. I'm pretty sure one of those Mana Seeds is on the Mana Fortress, right? Oh, you got engulfed? I don't know how you got engulfed. Okay, let's take you out of that mess. Okay. No, you should be out of here. Yep. There's also Flamey Cave. We can check Flamey Cave, I think. Unless that's locked by either Undini or Lumina. Nope. Not there either. I'm most likely gonna last locate either Undini or Prim. That's how I see this going here. Damn, I probably should just go to Sunken City. Yeah, let's go to... You know what? No, let's go to Flamey Cave. We can try Flamey Cave. I probably do want to upgrade. Nah, screw it. I'm not upgrading nothing. We're just gonna save. What does the seed want me to do? I'm thinking it's either here or Flamey, or not Flamey Cave. It's either here or Sunken City at this point. Because we are running out of checks and quickly. I'm thinking it's Sunken City. Oh, crap. Oh, wow, we both got silence. keep casting. Change form. I never really found a good use for change form. Okay, it's Luna. So whatever's here is locked behind the Earth Seed. Because the Earth Seed had Luna. Alright, Kettlekin. I'm thinking there's something here, though. Because, like I said, we don't have many checks left that we can actually do. Especially not with 3 mana seeds still sitting out there. Alright, what is this? Okay, there's Undini. Oh god. Alright, so Undini sitting in Flamey Cave. That locks out Fire Palace. I think I'll just go back to Fire Palace at this point. Ew. I think when this seed is over, I want to check the spoiler log and see what the complexity was for these items. Alright, so Undini finally acquired. We just have to find Prim because we need Prim so she can get us to Grand Palace. Because Lumina is required to get through. Okay, so we throw this out. We know there's nothing on the pad. Come on, Sprite. Prim. Okay, there's the light seed. Jeez. It's actually super bad seeing that there because now I gotta go get the gold key again. Oh, girl. Oh my god. Alright. I was afraid this was gonna happen. So now I'm thinking the light, not the light seed, the girl is behind the light seed pedestal. Which means I need to go kill Watermelon again. Oh, this seed is ugly. Ugly, I tell you. I think this is one of the ugliest seeds I've played in a while. I think that's going to affect him too. I think. Nope. All right, so let's see. We get the gold key. We get the gold key. The bow's in one of the chests in the Light Palace too. I don't care about that. Honestly, what I probably should have done is save before coming in here. Because if Prim is not behind the Light Seed pedestal, we have to go to Sunken City. So that might have been a boss I didn't have to take. It depends what's on this pedestal. Okay, let's save. After I check this shop, of course. Escort, like a bikini's here. Power wrist. I have to get Prim anyway, so what if we do this plus this? And this. At least get something for her, because I do have to get her. Alright, let's see if the girl is behind the Light Seed pedestal. I also think I need to level up Sylphid because we know there's a Gorgon Bull sitting in here, I think. I think it was Gorgon Bull, I don't remember. Yeah, I probably should just level up Sylphid here. Okay, that's the bow. Whoops. It might have been a tiger. Now that I think about it, it might have been a tiger. Alright, we'll just leave it right there for now. I think this was... It was a Gorgon Bull. I thought so. Alright, I should have lowered it further. This should be fine. It'll go up during this fight anyway. I have a 26, Jesus. Get over this way. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Gorgon Bull or like Blue Spike in here. I mean, they're here in vanilla, yeah, but I couldn't remember what this spot was because we seen this boss earlier. But we noped out of the gold key and the bow because I didn't have the Light Seed. Okay, that's a glove orb. That's a Hexus. Let's be careful here. I'm pretty sure Pigment's Glare does damage. And shrinks. Still ain't dead yet. Yeah, I kind of forgot which seed was on the Mana Fortress, the Water Seed or the Moon Seed. All right, Prim, please be here. She's not here. Holy crap, she's in Sunken City. I was right to know about that in the first place. We're literally gonna last location, Prim. Just got to be in Sunken City. Sprite. Work on this a little bit. Actually, take that back. Snake can appear in Hydra spot. I will say this seed is absolutely awful. Got frozen. No, I didn't. Snake. Nope. Oh, Jabberwocky? Oh, okay. Jabberwocky. This guy should go down pretty quick. Yeah. Man, this siege going on 2.5 hours though. Like, it feels so bad when you last location something that's required. But that's Rando for you. Prim? Nope. Unbelievable. This seed is just unbelievable. And I don't even have speed up to get through here quicker. Ow. Oh, we gotta be careful in here because these enemies are level 28. And they will deal damage. Especially when we're dealing with stuff like mimic boxes and wolf lords. Mana Beast is going to be level 40 plus when we get to him. Stop. Sometimes it's hard getting past those guys because you have to either go around them or you can't like walk in front of them. I mean, we're not taking much damage, but we're taking damage regardless. Swear this girl does not want to be found today. But I absolutely need her to complete this damn seed. Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier that Lumina would be the worst possible case for Grand Palace because then I'd have to find Prem. And unfortunately, Prem is like buried deep in the sea. Topicalo? Oh, blow your face. Dark Force, I guess. Ow. Didn't see that. Came from outside the damn screen. 300. Okay. What makes it worse is I don't have access to like Defender or Fire Bouquet to lower their attack power. Okay, I got a drain from the Bramblers. Alright, he's dead. I would have used Freeze, but my Undini is only level 1. Oh my god, Prim, please be here. Baby girl, please be here. Thank you. Alright, finally we're in go mode. Okay. And of course she comes in level 1. Ooh. Okay, it's raring to go. That's fine. Woo. Okay, say. Alright. Let's stop here for a second. Okay, so she comes with the glove as I predicted earlier. Although this isn't going to be enough. I mean, Tiger Bikini's fine, but let me see if I can upgrade my other guys. Guardian Vein, we don't want that. Crow Cat, we don't want that either. I know we're in go mode, but I want to make sure my Prim doesn't get one shot by everything. So I want to see if I can actually put something decent on her. Jeez, came to the wrong damn town. Should get her at least an Ivy Amulet. We also saw Ruby Armet somewhere. Ivy Amulets on Protos. I know that for sure. We got them earlier. Magical armor. Yeah, good. All right. Let's see. I'm going to have to get Prim up a few levels because she's going to have to cast Lucent Beam on these orbs. Or however many luminal orbs there are in Grand Palace. I'm going to have to cast Lucent Beam on them. Yeah, I could get this for the sprite. Wouldn't be terrible. I'm 500 away from that, so maybe we just... we can sell this, sure. Alright, Prim, you know what? Today's your lucky day. You are getting this. You're getting a needle helm. Like I said, today's your lucky day. You can have that as well. What's your defense? 235? Yeah, okay, so she literally has more defense than my other characters. Alright, so let's save. So hopefully she don't get one shot. She shouldn't. I don't think she even gets one shot at level 1 with that needle helm. Which means her magic defense is good too. It's my other characters I'm worried about, but it is what it is at this point. Alright, let's finish this god-awful seed. This seed was actually awful. Okay, first things first. I want to put my boomerang back on because it has petrify. There we go. I'm only leveling this up for the speed up. All right, let's go. Go. All right, we need to activate this side because we couldn't earlier. This is Undini. Alright. Oh, we got speed up at level 2. That's good enough for now. I think Lumina's the next world though. Should probably put one on the board too. Okay, we're good. What a seed, though. Yep, Lumina. Yeah, she's just shrugging off stuff. She has that needle helm, so she's fine, I think. We saw that needle helm. In Southtown, I think. We can grab another one. Yeah. This is why I wanted to wait chocolate until I could actually get some dang NP on her. Alright, level up. She's catching up in levels pretty quickly. Another Lumina room. Holy moly. I think that's the fourth one. Okay, speed up is gone. If I can build up 30k, that'd be nice, but I doubt it. What am I sitting at? I'm at 20. I'm close. This level 1 boomerang has been coming in clutch. Houdini? Yeah. Alright, we do have to kill Hex's spot again, though. Because we nuked out of that earlier. 26k. We should get 30k before or after these two bosses. We should. Alright, we do have Undini now. You dead? Oh, not yet. I think what I might do after I kill Mech 3 is go back to Southtown and grab 2 more Needle Helms. I think that's what I'll do. Because I'm pretty sure I'll have the money. You didn't level up, Spirit? You did not. I'll drain off the next boss. This is actually pretty bad. I should probably bouquet him too. No, not that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a walnut on Sprite here. I didn't mean to cast that, but that's okay. Nah. Oh, I thought all 3 was gonna hit there. I guess not. There we go. All right. I'm going to try to finish this seed before the 3-hour mark. This seed is absolutely ridiculous. So let me grab 2 more Needle Helms and put them on the boy and the Sprite. That way they don't get, you know, pooped on inside Mana Fortress. Or more importantly, get pooped on by the Mana Beast. Yeah, we got enough for 2. Perfect. We got 6k left over. We should be okay now. Yeah, we're good. There we go. I don't even think I'm saving. I'm just gonna go. Do want to put the axe on the boy. But yeah, this seed has been absolute dog shite. You get what I'm saying? Absolute dog shite. Okay, we shouldn't worry about taking damage too much, I don't think. Not with these Needle Helms anyway. I just realized we cannot do Mana Sword strats because we do not have the sword. So we have to do Evil Gate strats instead. Which is perfectly fine because my Shade, I think, is like level 6. I think. And if it's not, it probably will be after I finish up with Dreadslime. Vampire. Yep. Luminous level 1. We're not gonna bother with this, so we just use burst instead. All right, so this speed up should last until the end. Should. Until I get to Mana Beast. Yep. Water Seed was up here. I wasn't sure if it was the Water Seed or the Moon Seed up here. Spider, you good? Yeah, you are. Yeah, level 6. We only want to cast one at a time here. That one didn't register, unfortunately. All right, this should be it right here. Yeah, what a annoying seed as far as progression though. Like, I think we ran into the worst case scenario where we needed to find Prim for Grand Palace. Because if that last elemental was literally anything else, if it was Gnome, if it was Salamando, or Dryad, then we wouldn't need to go hunt Prem down. But like I said, we ran into the worst case scenario where Lumina was required for Grand Palace. So that means we need to hunt. Ow! We needed to hunt down Prem. Okay. What level are you, good sir? 35. Oh my god. All right, so let's see. That means the Mana Beast is going to be level 47. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's going to be level 47. With that said, I think what I want to do is shrink these two. Yeah, 47. I think he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. All right, GG. Screw the seed. I think we almost 100%ed the seed. Almost. And the only reason why we couldn't 100% this seed is because the water seed was on the Mana Fortress. And I'm willing to bet the moon seed is behind that as well. So it might be water seed into moon seed. It could be. I think that's what it is. It's water seed and the moon seed. But yeah, finally this seed is done. This seed was absolutely awful, by the way. Absolutely awful. As far as progression. Killing the bosses wasn't that bad. I mean, it was kind of hard difficulty. All right, 252.19 is our time. It was kind of hard difficulty as far as I could tell. Pretty sure it was. Actually, it might not have been. It might have been normal. It was just increased after bosses. It might have been normal difficulty. I'm thinking it was, but or normal difficulty scaling. But yeah, this was absolutely awful. I mean, this was one of the worst seeds I played as far as progression. Like I said earlier, we ran into some worst case scenarios. We only needed 3 elementals for Grand Palace, but unfortunately, one of those elementals happened to be Lumina, and the other 2 were Sylphid and Undine, and both of them were in pretty bad spots. So I want to say this was a hard complexity seed. I'm almost positive it is. So I'm gonna open up the spoiler log real quick just to see what the progression, what the complexity looks like here. Oh my god, this was a 9 complexity seed. Great, Googa Mooga. Alright, so complexity 0, Fire Seed, Sprite of Pandora, or Pandora Treasury, Dryad Seed, Midge Mallet, we found all that. Shade on Tropicala, we found that. So we needed the whip, obviously. We needed a cutting weapon. The sword was on the Dark Seed pedestal. We found that, but we noped out of it. The axe was on the Sprite, I believe. Yeah, the axe was on the sprite, so that was complexity 0 as well. Complexity 1 was the sea hare tail, as well as Salamander on the sword pedestal. Salamander wasn't required though. Sea hare tail led to nothing, I believe. Yes. So complexity 1 didn't mean anything. Complexity 2 was the Earth Seed at Ice Palace. Let's see, the spear and the flaming drum. Okay, so the flaming drum itself was complexity 2, which means because we needed to get Salamander from the sword pedestal, which we needed to get the sprite for that. So axe and the sword, axe and the Salamander and the flaming drum. So yeah, flaming drum's complexity 2. Earth Seed we needed to get to Luna, I believe. Luna wasn't required, but I mean Luna's almost always helpful in any seed, so I'm not even mad about getting Luna. Complexity 3 was the Wind Seed at Red Dragon, which we needed. Sylphid on the Mana Tree, which we needed. The girl was actually complexity 3 as well, but we took forever to find her because she was sitting in probably one of the worst possible spots at Kettle Ken, and that required the axe. Wait. So how was she complexity 3? Oh, right, because the flaming drum's complexity 2. So everything after the flaming drum is complexity 3 and up. So yeah, the girl is complexity 3. That's right. Gnome, Dryad, we found all that. Lumina was also complexity 3. Undini, I think Undini was the worst one on the list because Undini was complexity 6. Because Undini was at Flamey Cave, which required Luna to get through. And to get Luna, we had to turn in the Earth Seed, and the Earth Seed was complexity 3. No, I'm sorry, complexity 2. So Earth Seed, which was an Ice Palace. We needed the whip as well. The whip. Wait, where was the whip at again? Let's see. Right. Because the whip was behind the Wind Seed. And the Wind Seed was complexity 3. Being in Pure Land. So it was Earth Seed into Wind Seed into the whip. Earth Seed complexity 2, Wind Seed complexity 3, Whip complexity 4, along with the Dark Seed, Luna, and the Sword complexity 5, and Undini complexity 6. Yeah. This was absolutely awful. And then complexity 7 was the Water Seed and the Light Seed. Because the Water Seed was in the Mana Fortress, and then the Light Seed was in the second chest in Fire Palace, which required Undini. And then the Moon Seed was complexity 8, behind the Water Seed pedestal. Yeah, I kind of figured that's where it was. It had to be, because we literally checked everything else. And then Moon Palace were just 2 orbs, and those 2 orbs were complexity 9. So yeah, 9 complexity seed. This was probably one of the worst seeds I've ever played. It's not the worst seed I've ever played, but it's up there because I did a seed that was complexity 10. Was it last year or a year before last? I don't remember, but it was a while ago that I had a 10 complexity seed. But yeah, it's sometimes hard complexity will do that to you. It will give you a high complexity seed like this one, and it will force you to literally like 100% the seed or come close to it. All right, so anyway, what were the other flags? I don't think the other flags were all that terrible. Like I said, we had what was it? And stats increase after bosses, but it was normal scaling, it looks like. So yeah, hard complexity. Yeah, stat growth increase after bosses. Vanilla long, swapped bosses, restrictive logic. Flamey drummer logic. Yeah, so it was normal stat growth as far as the enemies were concerned. I honestly hope that I never play a seed like this for a long time coming. This was just evil. I mean, getting through the checks wasn't that bad because we had a sprite, but just finding what we needed to beat the run was just awful, and that's why it took me so long, because we were just striking out at every possible check. And it's weird because we only needed 3 elementals, but those 3 elementals that we needed were buried deep within the seed, with Undini being complexity 6. So I mean, it is what it is. All right, anywho, 252.19 is our time for this wacky seed, this god awful seed. So anywho, I'll see y'all next time.